RPG games have become one of gaming industry's biggest gems since the early years, with games such as Final Fantasy, Zelda, Earthbound, Persona, and many more, defining old school gaming back in that day. Talking about as well NPCs, iconic characters, overwhelming economy, captivating stardoms with impressive cutscenes, you name them. And its prominent powers of genre doesn't stop there and just keeps on going and going as we stumble upon to a game we never knew that it would exist. And I'm talking, of course, you've already seen the title of the video, Soul Knight. Now, Soul Knight is a pixelated roguelike RPG game that was created by a Chinese development team named chillyroom. It made its very first release back in February 17 on the year 2017 for both platforms, Android and iOS. It starts off with the story of these pesky bad guys from different biomes who stole these sacred relics called the Magic Stones. And it is up to these heroes, you list them, to fend off those enemies in different biomes with the best arsenal that they can ever get. And this all leads up to their main objective, which, well, is to return these Magic Stones to the shrine and maintain the balance of the world. Personally, I really like the short, fast-paced, chase-cutting story as much as it's so straightforward and it felt like it was open for most of us players to understand. Although it is safe to say that it didn't come out strong nor weak for an impact. The cliched conflict on every superheroes and villain storytelling where the bad guys just destroyed something important that leads the world to be in jeopardy, and it is up to these heroes everyone can rely upon to resolve this conflict and save the world. Yes, this concept is really getting old, I may say, no offense, but that didn't take the spark of the way too much, as it's still likable for a teeny tiny minor flaw. Yet the game was rated for ages 7+, so I guess that really explains it, I think. Overall, I really liked it, but not as much maybe for my age as any other storytelling games that I have spent my large amount of time on and played. The entire game itself opens up with a title screen. Sweet! How welcoming! It opens up a short cutscene / animated graphic of the storyline about the magic stones being taken by a bunch of bad guys. It's a mysterious text narrator, for some reason, asking you to take it back. After that, the tutorial gameplay starts off with the very first hero you're about to use. The Knight! With his default skin holding a default starter weapon, the Bad Pistol. The tutorial gameplay first that comes up on your screen is a chest with an assault rifle weapon inside. How conveniently neat! And aside beside it serving as a guide to learn about the basics or simply how the game works. Everything is just flowing smooth so far and I absolutely love it. Approaching your way to the next room, assuming that it's gonna be the enemy room, the sign is block your way for a moment to read it, as it assigns you to clear out the enemies within that room. Sure, you have been playing your shooting game for the past few years, so give yourself a pat on the back for knowing the control drills. Not to mention, you can use what it seems to be a really powerful skill already to finish them all easily. Although please do keep in mind that all heroes the game has already offered to you can come up with different sets of skills. Once you cleared out every enemy room, a chest warps in and rewards you certain amounts of energy and coins. What a way for the game to appreciate your efforts. Few rooms later, the signs will do their job on guiding your way. You'll be making your way down to a portal that leads you to the finish of the entire tutorial. The game takes you for a full bicycle ride with no stabilizers, starting off in the character selection. I honestly love the entire tutorial of the game. The disappointment never rang any bell, and the instructions were pretty informative and straightforward to understand. I believe that this is just a professional way for a game developer to start the player's adventure with a little spice of awareness and prior adaptation to the controls and the environment. And I don't really think this game would ever need any more possible tutorial gameplays that is designed for other game modes, such as the boss rush, the badass. I'm not even entirely sure if that's appropriate. Or even endless mode, also in its origin mode, since this centers more on what we would usually see in the game. And I really thought that it would make sense. Soul Knight consists of multiple interesting features that can be interacted in a way that it fills up every blank space like an empty container. Jesus freaking Christ, what's with all the metaphors lately? Something like these NPCs in the game that can actually help make changes of your game progression. good riddance! It's not just some decor, which they really scored for that one for an action-packed role-playing game, or else what is just the point, am I right? It's even more sensical to me to see them talk in such cases that adds up the authenticity of a certain character and some effort for their dialogue work, and I gotta give them credit for their productivity. To an extent, let's also just see that the content of the lobby just gets better and better every update. Every large amount of space that stimulates the blandness, taken. And it is being replaced with these creative concepts so far that they have made that came out to be a complete success, like the statue, the well, the garden, the seasonal changes on the lobby layout, every holiday update or occasional update, the cellar, the forging room, and so much more. The creativity that these developer team have exerted is just astonishing. And the potential doesn't stop there. This game really overloaded my amount of expectations after all the horrible times where I would usually see Android as a place for bootleg games, and Soul Knight isn't even one of them. With that, I didn't even need to expect something, no matter the value, because I just earned my trust and let them do what they want to do, since they really know what they are doing. This just explains as well, or this is one of the things, or one of the reasons why I just love Soul Knight, and I wanted this love that I am expressing right now to spread furthermore. I really want to let other people know about this wonderful game. Good God. Before we get to the very gameplay part, we have to talk about the lobby. Let's talk about the lobby first. If you remember the last time I said about the character selections, this is where the game will take you at first in order to give some time to prepare. The lobby shows a variety amount of sections filled with stuff you can interact with. Oh man, this just adds the fun value to the game, and it makes the game even less bland. The forging room is where you can craft any sorts of weapons for your own liking. This is where your supplies and goods are automatically stored with an infinite amount of storage. Specifically, the fridge. Kiss my butt, Minecraft. The forging room also locates a broken computer that only an engineer here can fix, and gain access to a sandbox mode where your creative freedom matters. The next section at the very left of the main lobby is a garden, where you plant some plants that give its purpose of your benefit for the game, with a wishing well being required to be built with sufficient materials. Next one will be the cellar, where it locates all the possible statistics, achievements, certificates of completions, and so much more that it has them all every floor. And the current addict section from the recent update has had such a weird atmosphere out of all the sections. I actually can't name for what it is, but I'm just gonna call it the Origins section because they have one. The Origins section contains few NPCs that doesn't serve any purpose until it gets updated for the right version in the future. However, the section also contains 2 areas that lead you to play other game modes, so I guess this isn't pointless at all. So first will be the Valkyrie, where it takes you to the boss rush mode, where it's basically self-explanatory. You beat every boss every stage from different biomes, depending on the game's RNG. Pretty cool idea. And the not so recently game mode, the Origin mode, also known as the Endless mode, where it just costs you 500 blue coins for some reason to travel back in time and defend the shrine against all swarming monsters in prior to the storyline, with the best defenses you could possibly hold for a period of time. This goes to our final stop of the lobby, which is the main lobby, containing all the heroes from the game, even the with a variety of things you can interact that could possibly make changes with the prepared game mode, with an entrance that takes you to it. Personally, I really hope they would be expanding the entire lobby with at least just one more concept, and they could come up with something interesting or somewhat bizarre that could catch our attention. The entire lobby of the game really piques my interest, as we would hopefully get new sections on an update momentarily. Yet again, it never gets much more interesting no matter what they can do, either if it's a concept from a fan or not. The fact that they can change the artistic layout of the lobby prior to an occasional update was really impressive and profound, providing its holiday spirit to be at the best it can be. Now for the official gameplay where everyone should be looking forward to. The entire playthrough consists of 3 stages with 5 different levels, and each of these stages would now take place depending on the biome the RNG would rather select. The first possible stage biome so far within this update are the glacier, the forest, and the not so recently added relics. The possible second stage biome so far within this update are the Night Kingdom, Dungeon, Halloween, with some secret maps that are only available for second stages after completing a first stage boss, such as the cave, the swamp, and the grave. The possible third stage biome so far within this update are the volcano and spaceship. I really love how the developing team come up with these theme ideas, especially those recently updated secret maps that really isolates this rather weird atmosphere among the originally normal second stage maps. And even the bosses from those secret biomes that could possibly compete with the final stage bosses in terms of challenge. Can't you just really imagine? I remember the first time finding a boss on the new secret biome for the relics, and comparing to the other bosses I have fought, this dude had an armor in it! A freaking armor! Can't you even— oh my freaking god. I didn't even have the chance to kill that thing, and instead the death goes to me. Poor shame for dying from this boss in normal mode, and his attacks were goddamn horrendous. Moving alongside with the biomes, as you make your way through a level, you would see a minimap coming in the right corner of your screen, indicating the special room and the chest room, which this happens in every level you go. So the game rewards you for your survival yet again. How nice of them, right? The game's main objective here is to reach up to the last stage by beating the final boss. Seems obvious, yeah I know, leading you to the shrine afterwards to reclaim what they own, and boom! Mission accomplished, and the cycle just continues. This is the point where you actually completed the game and its slower, unless if you managed to play the origin at least. Although, you only completed the level in the normal mode like a champ, but wait until you see the badass mode then. Then it'll be a different story for you. Moving along with the controls, there's nothing else for me to say about the control schemes of this game besides just being smooth, innovative, and convenient. On this side note, I also love how they implement the idea of customizing your controls that is displayed on your screen for your own preference, like moving the buttons or something, if you know what I mean. If some of you knows what it means, then good. This game just screams democracy around here. Someone bless this dev team, I am not even joking! The graphics of the game are really awesome, and so is their slick animations. And I would say that they are pretty rad for a pixel art style RPG. Speaking of, this game was programmed in a pixel art style that really built my perception to them on the way how they program their games. And it's amazing to finally see one of those games with these art styles, which reminds me of my early childhood days. You know, back when we are just sitting in our own chairs and playing with the consoles. You know what I mean by that. Perhaps there might be possible bugs to deal with in a random chance, but the dev team has already got it covered for patching in the latter updates, so there's no need to worry unless if you want to let them know about it, and they'll be on their way to resolve this. I seriously wouldn't love any more Android games than Soul Knight. To top everything off at the cherry on top, the entire review may seem to be biased, and yes, I can see that with the majority of it being filled up with compliments, but seriously, is there any way for this game to receive any massive hate from any players who have downloaded this game in the first place? Besides some of the flaws I have listed here, which isn't really that many. I have said this before and I'll say this again. This game is just amazing in so many possible ways to describe. It's addicting to play, the difficulty is fine wine, it really prevented us from boredom now with so many possible ways to play. It screams variety with the amount of interactive features it can do, which this makes a little more or less bland for an RPG game. I also love the community here, who isn't that much toxic at least, as well as the other communities I have came across. The dev team would even have the idea to feature some art that these people from the community made for their own dedication, as well as featuring someone else's YouTube video on the freaking TV that works. Holy mother freaking cow, that TV is amazing! This is just lovely for them to show care for their own community, and implementing that idea that just translates a big thank you from them. Even the in-app purchases from this game had the amazing deals. I wouldn't really mind them taking my money because of how this game is just fair. Unlike in any other in-app purchases I have seen in my freaking life, this has got to be one of the best free games I have ever played with such unique prizes that they can offer. And that concludes every thoughts that I can think about Soul Knight. And I wouldn't mind giving it a rating since you already have heard or seen or already know how much love I have expressed from this game. And as a player who played this game for a long time, I would highly recommend to anyone to play this game, no matter who you are, no matter when, no matter where you are born, no matter how. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but would really recommend anyone to play this game. This is a really great game, and that's all that I can tell. Thank you so much for watching this video, and before I end things off in a really positive note, I just want to commemorate the entire game's 4th year anniversary, as this voiceover was created the day after the release date, which is February 17. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure you will. This has been my not so detailed much review of Soul Knight, and I wish to apologize since I'm really running out of time to upload this video, and I really do hope the developing team would add more features and updates in the future for this game, because I don't want to see it die after all the amazing things chillyroom has ever done to this game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about the game, or in the comment section below, and I'll be joy to read every single one of it. If I have missed some information, let me know down, because I'll be reading it as well. I'll be like replying to every single comment that currently exists, or that currently posts there. Something like that. Yeah, I'll be replying to every single one of it, and you are gonna like it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video, and turn on those notifications in case if you don't want to miss any uploads that I can create, or any content that I can create, because I make videos weekly, in case if you don't know. Social media links down below in the description, and thank you so much for tuning in, and hope I could see you guys next time. So, bye bye.